Hello, everybody. I've decided, seems like there's been a good reception to lay Reddits of recent times as we've expanded a little bit beyond just idiots and cars. So maybe just do like one a week. It's kind of a thought, at least for now. Doing mildly infuriating. Been a while. Starting off with number 19. It's a car park, not a stand park. Let's see. We got a guy. He's probably he's trying to. I don't know if we're gonna get some not safe for work language here, but
please, cause my friend's got a bad leg. She can't walk that far.
Yeah, but I'm trying to hold the spot, by standing here.
We're here now.
For the person who's not here yet. So I thought I could just stand and I could just like reserve it. This is a 4-minute video, so I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. Look at that happy sunshine right there, hanging from the rear view. Wow, this is so good given the mood of the situation. The problem, and we've seen this in lay Reddits of past, people doing this exact same thing. The issue is, even if you are successfully able to get the person to move, who is just talking on the phone, occupying a parking space, they could just key your car. There's just no reason, I think, to stand your ground, because it's not worth the property damage that could result, because the kind of person who would do this is also the kind of person who would definitely key your car afterwards. So I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to go elsewhere. You suck as a human, but I value my car more than showing you what's up. So yeah, anyway, congratulations on getting him out of the way. I hope your car didn't get vandalized. I've been at work since 7. It's 7:27 and I still can't do anything. God, my favorite thing. Wow, that is a high definition image right there. Enhance. Anybody remember years ago when we were doing a baking stream and Crumb had come over, old house, and I hadn't used the laptop in a little while, but I was like, this will be fine. I'll just use the laptop that I haven't used in a while for the stream. And then in the middle of the stream, the laptop goes, time to update your computer. And then I'm like, no, don't update the computer. And then 5 minutes later, it goes, time to update your computer. You can't do anything about this. I'm going to restart now. And then it took like an hour. We just had to switch over to, we like moved over to Kara's channel or something like that, because it just, it was done for. Windows was like, yeah, you're just not going to be using this right now. You should have thought to boot this up yesterday and do the update. You idiot. You thought you could live stream on a PC you haven't used in a couple months? Keep on dreaming, bro. It was a lost cause from the start. Lost the combination of an old luggage that started from 001. Could have been worse, or not. I mean, it's not like this is a very secure thing. It prevents someone from, real quickly while you're looking the other way, being able to pop open the briefcase or something and yoink something from inside. But like, if you really want to get in, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be that bad, right? I don't know. You can probably check one number a second. So you're talking under 20 minutes to get back in. Annoying. But yeah, I guess it's good for mildly infuriating, to be fair. It's like, it's very much mildly infuriating. And like, I lost 20 minutes. As opposed to freaking Windows updates, which is majorly infuriating. What does a screen protector have to do with AI? Well, you see, what the screen protector has to do with AI is that in order for the shareholders of the screen protector company to ensure that they are getting the most value and return on their investment, they need to somehow incorporate AI into their business strategy. And so the screen protector is optimized for AI. They don't have to elaborate any further, but they can then tell all their shareholders, hey, look, we're getting involved in artificial intelligence, which is all the rage these days. And therefore, people are going to buy it because they're going to be like, oh my God, can this screen protector be the thing? Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe the screen protector is intelligent. Maybe the screen protector can filter out, make text invisible that is like BS when it comes from AI. Like when you type something in and the top thing on Google is the AI overview, and you're like out the gate, this is clearly not correct. It'll just filter that out. It'll make it invisible. It'll just turn it into like whiteness. And then you'll see the results below it. Oh boy. You just like, if you are a tech company, you have to like somehow AI has to be a part of your plan. Whether or not you're actually doing anything with it, it has to be in your marketing. You have to talk about it. Otherwise, you're left in the dust. No more investment. Sorry. Copying entire picture rather than the text. My favorite thing, there's got to be a subreddit dedicated to when people place orders for things with a like an image example, and then the manufacturer or the baker or whatever it is just like puts the picture of the picture on the final product. There must just be, this happens so often and you always see photos of it on Reddit. There has to, I don't know what you call the subreddit for it, but there's got to be a specific thing for it. Well, maybe what happened here is these cakes, they're actually being made by AI, but this AI just wasn't quite smart enough to realize that it was supposed to make that cake and not just put a picture of that cake on the cake. Just preparing for a visit from my parents. I've been a responsible homeowner for more than 10 years. Dad can't help but help. Dad, stop touching the water tap. Bro, I would go insane if somebody just, without me knowing, came over and just started turning the dial on the water heater. Dad, yes, I changed the filter. You know, to be fair, that's actually, a lot of people don't change their air conditioning filters very regularly when they should. So it's that, you know, if your dad actually brings along a new filter that fits in here and just pops it in, I'd take a free filter, right? Turning the knobs on the water heater, that's a no from me though. Don't do that. But, you know, free filter is a free filter, right? I let my son's teacher borrow the penguin sculpture I made, and she left it in a windowsill for 6 months. I spent several hours molding and painting this penguin. It was lightweight, rubbery, pretty, and destructible. So when my son... Well, I don't know if I'd agree with the pretty and destructible part. I think that was proven otherwise. It turns out the sun can really do some pretty serious work. It did look good, though. I wasn't really expecting it to look this nice at the beginning, and that does make it a little more sad. Did the base just disintegrate? Because the circular base did not turn into like a perfect square. So I think the base just went away. It melted or something. It was made from real snow, actually. This was taken in a frozen environment, and the snow very quickly melted. Oh, you think it doesn't come with, like, this is just placed there, and then it was removed from that, and then it stands on its own. I gotcha. It's very sad. Poor little penguin. How it looks now is exactly how I feel, deflated. This is just sad now, man. So I disassembled my USB-C dongle, and look what's been hiding. What? What? Also, okay, so it's a USB-C dongle. What is it? Is it supposed to... Oh, is that USB? So it's like a USB-C into USB. It just has a little extra slot for a super speed USB if you wanted it, which I mean, that makes sense actually, right? Because you're occupying a USB port in your PC. So you get the bonus of having the USB-C, and then you get the redundancy if you still have your normal USB port. So like, why not just make the cutout in the metal casing so that you can have both? Seems kind of silly not to do that. Like, it can't cost that much more to make that second cutout in manufacturing. I don't know. It's like, you know, the manufacturer only they obviously have like two different, they have one manufacturer supplies this part and then another they get the casing from. Rather than just, you know, asking for them to make a second cutout, whoever does the case, they're just like, we don't need to give people the full functionality. We can just lose them a USB port. Why not? Father-in-law decided to test all my fire extinguishers. Now I'll need to be replaced. Is this, just wanted to check. There are different usernames here between preparing for a visit. Also, this is the father-in-law. Right. I would be even more upset if it was the father-in-law, because I'd be like, you're not even my dad, okay? I oversee all the freaking maintenance at this house, okay? You don't. I don't know you very well. You don't touch this, all right? Good Lord. Who tests fire extinguishers by spraying them? And, sorry, now we get the zoom in. Recharge. How many people actually recharge their fire extinguishers as opposed to just buying a new fire extinguisher? Can you take a fire extinguisher into your like local fire department and say, hey, can you recharge it? Like, will they do that? I'm sure it's easy to look it up, but I've just never actually looked into that. It's always been just, okay, get a new fire extinguisher if it's old or something. But it probably saves resources to just bring it in and have them do it if they will. So anyway, yeah, this is me in Superliminal. I was just testing all the fire extinguishers for safety. I'm the father-in-law in Superliminal. All right. I'm done being nice. Is this a floodlight security light that your neighbor has set up? It's like the size of their roof. This is an artificial sun. It's a Minecraft sun put on their roof. Maybe their kids are, Minecraft fans. Or, you know what? Minecraft's been around long enough. I'm sure we got a lot of people who were kids when it came out and are now homeowners, and they're like, I could use a Minecraft sun on my roof. I got a Minecraft sun in the house. He plays a lot of Minecraft. I got a Minecraft sun on the roof. It's very bright. Jeez, right into the neighbor's backyard. That's ridiculous. It's actually pitch dark out right now, by the way, in this photo, guys. All the light that exists is from that. It's illuminating the clouds in the sky. That's how bright it is. I've only ever seen, you just get like usually get the thing. It's like it goes in two directions. You have one light on either side, kind of 90 degrees, that motion sensor and turn on. Never this. That's insanity. Am I a bad person for being upset that I won't get the tips that I worked hard for? Sending this message to all employees. It's from Manager Kelly, by the way. 202 unread messages. How do people do this? The pooled tips we've gotten from last month won't be distributed. Janice's mom just passed away, and they could use it more than we do at the moment. I wish you all a good day. I get the intent, but in most situations, they would, let everybody know about someone having a, death in the family. And then they say, if you wish to donate or contribute, then here is how you can do it, versus just like making the decision for everybody. Also, probably not legal, if I had to take a guess. But despite it being not legal, it puts you in a really tough place, because if you're the one who speaks up, then you run the risk of everybody else being like, oh, wow, you're just heartless. And if you then threaten legal action, everyone's going to be like, oh, really? You're going to sue instead of supporting Janice? So it'd be a hard one to actually act on. But definitely not legal. How does not one get it? And that brings home the dough. Sounds fun. Are you a practicing doctor? Nope. 3rd year at university. I'm still waiting on that cheesy pickup line. I can't tell you. Why not? Because you don't have the patience to handle how sick it is. Patience. Well, I'm done. I mean, it's not the best. I get the joke. I can also see how someone would miss it. Maybe it was just the conversation wasn't really going anywhere. I don't know. People give up there's, I guess, not much investment is taking place. You're like, you didn't get it? All right, on to the next one. I just feel at that point, it'd be kind of rude to say, like, well, I'm done, as opposed to just, if you're disinterested, just, like, moving on. So, I don't know, man. I kind of mixed on it. Seems like an overreaction. I miss very obvious jokes every now and again, because I could kind of empathize and put myself in the gray text here, and so I don't know, man. You just glance at it really quick because you're not really invested, and you're like, you don't have the patience to handle how sick it is, and then, you know, all the other conversations you probably had on the apps that just suck, and so you're not even thinking much about it. You're like, oh, patience. I wouldn't correct the person. I don't know. It's whatever from both sides. Nurse is weak. I'd rather just be ignored. Thank you. Matches to light your fire when you're burnt out. Lifesaver to remind you of the times you have been one. Starburst for the burst of energy you will need. Paperclip to hold it all together. Rubber bands to remind you that flexibility is key. Tootsie Roll to help you roll with the punches. Someone just like looked in their pocket. They were like, all right, what do I got? All right, I got a Lifesaver, a Starburst. Probably expired. That's fine. Paperclip, rubber band, Tootsie Roll. Definitely really hard and stale. Okay, how do I fit these things to be like supportive of a nurse? And I'll just write a little thing. I'll give it to them in a little baggie. And then it'll be like, they'll be so thankful that I was thinking of them. It's an impressively bad gift. Did you just dig that literally out of your, like, the gap between your car seat and the center console? Because that seems like things you would find there. My friend's mom proudly showing off her new iPhone 16 Pro Max to me and her daughter. That definitely looks like iOS. Wow. Someone's made like a custom Android install to do a bad mimic of what iOS looks like in order to fool people. Oh man. That's impressive. I would be a little bit concerned. Like, this is fairly innocent, except for the part where this lady is going to get messages on Instagram from like catfishes who are going to be like, it's me, George Clooney. I couldn't help but notice how beautiful you looked in your most recent photograph. I am unfortunately in between acting gigs right now, and I can't access my bank account from this exotic country that I'm currently in. I'd love to meet up with you someday because your photo just looks so good, but I can't get out of this country unless you send me a little bit of money. And then you and me being George Clooney, we can meet up and live happily ever after. And this lady will send George Clooney that money, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's a symptom of a much larger problem. Does he play tuba? You're so right. It's me, George Clooney. Some people will get this reference. My tuba got run over by a car. I'm not going to be able to make the next marching band meet. Please Send help so I can get a new tube. Oh, man. Nobody's going to get that reference, but the one who does, I hope you enjoy it. Bakery used the description for the cake a bit too literally. May the force be with us. Joey, Anna, infinity symbol, in between Joey and Anna, with also a red heart. We need it. There must be a subreddit. There has to be a subreddit for this. There just has to be. There's no way there isn't. Someone hand wrote this, by the way. It's not even, like, at least the last one, maybe the person who ordered it misunderstood that the reference image they're giving is going to get printed on top of an existing cake. And, like, it's kind of automated because nobody hand drew the image of the other cake. That was like a printed thing. A machine did that. Someone actually wrote this and didn't have critical thinking for a moment to say, I feel like even though I'm not paid enough to care, something doesn't seem right with writing all this out. So maybe I'll try to interpret this text and draw it the way it can be interpreted instead of literally. Received a call from the HOA lawyer threatening a lawsuit because our garage is a hoarder garage. Now, assuming this is an honest photo, that this isn't either a made-up caption or that you cleaned the garage prior to posting this after it was previously a hoarder garage, then this is obviously not a hoarder garage. I am slightly disappointed because I think it's been narrowed enough you can't fit 2 cars in, and I'm a big fan of the garage being used for the cars, but if you just split 1 car, I guess that makes sense. But if you're parking 1 car in the driveway as a result of this, then that would be saddening. But then the HOA would be like, you're not allowed to park cars in the driveway. All cars must be in the garage. It's illegal to have a car on display outside of the garage. But assuming this is all to be taken at face value, yeah, I would say not a hoarder garage. Much cleaner than many people's garage in the U.S. Garages in general seem to be a place where you just store stuff. The cars go in the driveway. The garage is used for boxes and tools and stuff that hasn't been used in 10 years and never will be. But, you know, I don't want to get rid of it because maybe it'll have a use someday down the road. And that's what garages are for in the United States. I don't know about other countries, but that, at least here, is what it's usually for. I bet there are other people in this neighborhood that do have a garage like that, and it's not you. Maybe there's just a vendetta going on with HOA people and you. Apartment complex filled our pool with dirt, then raised the rent. It's a pretty uniform level job, at least. I would be a little concerned about what this is going to turn into over time as it rains. And, stuff kind of builds up and there's no drainage and it's just a pit of soggy. It's just not going to be good. Why do that? There's maybe if they didn't jackhammer out the bottom or something, it's going to not be good. I feel like there are a bunch of other ways that you could have tackled this that are not as bad. It is also wild to just, at an apartment complex especially, if it's your house and you decide to do this, well, it is, again, going to turn into a really bad mud pit. At least it's just your house. This is an apartment complex that people live at and probably liked seeing the pool, even though maybe it was a disaster before this. And they probably still advertise that it's an apartment complex with a pool. I'd be willing to bet. Yeah, that's going to be awful, dude. Oh, that water's not going to evaporate. Give it a couple of years, and it's going to be really bad. Ugh. Oh, God. Just think of if you live in a place where it rains maybe 2 feet a year, 3 feet a year, give it a couple. Oh, God. Oh, it's going to be so bad. I drove 10 hours and spent $400 on a trip for a meet and greet with my favorite band. This is the picture I got. Someone can tell us what their favorite band is, because one of the person's face is pretty clear. What band is this, guys? Somebody knows, right? I bet you could actually take this into Photoshop, and there's like some tool that can de-radial blur, because you can do a radial blur in Photoshop, so you can probably de-radial blur it in Photoshop, if I had to guess. Does nobody have the band? Nobody knows the band? Somebody must know the band, the Blurries. What a great band name. Well, hey, someone in the comments will know. I'm sure someone in the comments here knows, but I'm scared to look at comments after I've had a bad experience recently. And it is kind of cool. It looks like an album cover, truthfully. It would actually be like really sick PR for that band to use this as their next album cover. My mom says we don't have enough money, but I catch her giving thousands of dollars monthly to a megachurch. Contributing details. General offering $30. Missions $100. Partner offering. Oh, I guess that's probably just how they claim to distribute the $600 gift. I mean, I know that tithings are a big thing for a lot of families, and that said, I would also advocate that you should probably prioritize yourself and your children and your family like a little bit more. And then if you have a bunch of extra and that's what you want to do, then you do what you want to do, but don't do it at the expense of, you know, the well-being of your family and stuff. And, you know, I have no idea about this particular Bill Winston Ministries, and maybe they are like the coolest, bestest people ever, but there are definitely some other mega churches out there that, you know, fly. There's the great clip of the one guy who's like, he says, I have to fly private because like there are too many other thoughts going on from the commoners on the airplane. If I go on the commercial jet, my thoughts are like overrun by all the other like commoners who are on there. It's like, oh, okay, buddy. All right. That's, you know, I'm sure you could have picked a bunch of ways to poorly justify this, but that was a bad one. Geez. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Mildly Infuriating. Hope you've enjoyed some more of Lay Reddits, and I'll see you in the next Lay Reddit. Bye-bye.